this was my first 2D game. Yeah, I know it's pretty bad. And I'm going to remake it, but in 3D. First of all, we need to create a new project. Project name. What did I call my first game? I started by making a new project called Blue Block with Gun Go Boom Boom. That name is completely stupid and unprofessional. I would never... Yeah, I don't know how any of this works. Now, the last time I made a game was almost 2 years ago, and I haven't touched game development ever since. So I need to relearn everything about Unity. Which, I mean, I did this before, so it shouldn't take more than a few hours. I made Flappy Bird. Now Flappy Bird ripoff was created. I think I have enough knowledge to make a 3D game. First off, I need to create our cube and give him the ability to move, but movement really isn't my specialty. At best I can make some stiff or questionable movement. So I decided to watch Danny's tutorial, and now the movement... Now, movement is cool and all, but you know what's cooler? Freedom. Now, in my previous game, the gun was just two rectangles put together, and a good game developer would try to improve their game by making more realistic models. But I really can't be asked. Go check out Alpha's website, who is the creator of these beautiful models, which I could never make myself because I suck at modeling. And pretty much everything else. Our gun is in the game, but it still feels incredibly stiff. Like, damn, our cube must have some really stable hands. Wait a minute. So after some extremely complicated coding, the gun is stuck inside of the cube's head. Now that the gun is semi-fixed, we need a muzzle flash, which is kind of like the light that comes out of the barrel. And making them is quite simple. All you need to do is... So muzzle flashes have been implemented and now should work. It works! Oh, and just in case you're wondering, I've added some insanely professional reloading animations. I know, I'm awesome. Thank you, it's a pleasure. Now we need something to shoot at. Perfect. Now, this red guy is pretty dumb because he doesn't have a brain yet. So after doing some horrible brain surgery, our enemy is able to chase us around. Ah, what a nice and beautiful day. What the fuck? Red guy finally has a gun and can defend himself, even though he has the opposite of aimbot. But I mean, he's still trying. Oh, and I also changed the muzzle flash color and added some basic trails to the bullets. I know. The core gameplay mechanics are finished, and now we need to make a map, which shouldn't be too difficult, right? Yeah, I don't want to do this shit no more. These past few days can be summed up into try to fix one bug, find 68 more bugs. And you may be thinking, it can't be that bad, right? Player can accidentally shoot himself with his own bullets. Enemies want to walk through walls but can't, so they get stuck. Player sticks to walls like some cement glue. Enemies shoot through walls. Navigation mesh sucks balls. But the good thing is that it is finally fixed and we can play the game as intended. On another note, I really like the way this map turned out. Don't get me wrong, it's a fucking box. But for the first time making a proper map and not 4 squares and boom map, I'm pretty proud of this. I also went into Blender, took a sledgehammer, and I beat the shit out of the red cube. Now you'll know how much damage the enemy took. Yeah, you're welcome. On top of that, I cooked up a shader, and when I say cooked, I mean burnt. The fuck is this? I also came across a cool looking force field tutorial, so I did what any other professional game developer would have done. Spent 2 hours trying to make the shader, get my project wiped, and end up with a shader that looks... Well, at least I have a force field, and I'm not even going to use it. Wait. I could've just downloaded it. Professional game developer. I finally added textures to the map, and it may not be perfect, actually it's far from it, but it is very gorgeous to me. But seriously, why does it look like this? Oh, and the enemies also drop these things called cores, which will later be used to buy stuff. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but apart from shooting red boys, there's literally nothing to do. Yeah, I know. So we need a game plan. Luckily, I already got one of those. We might need to improvise. Welcome to your own personal room, lads. You have everything you could ever need. A bed, laptop, the Mona Lisa. But we could definitely use some more furniture. So I went into the darkest bits of hell called Blender and made a mirror, mug, cupboard, shelf, Rubik's Cube, and a buy station. I actually spent a good amount of time on this. Added some simple details and honestly, I thought this looked cool. Until I added colors. In all honesty, it's not that bad. I mean, just look at what I had before. This game is such a mess. Like, why did I decide to make a bed? Why is there a mirror here? And who the fuck is this guy? I added buttons to the buy station, which I mean probably wasn't too hard to do, ain't that right, Spiral? spirally there. Now, as you can see, one of the buttons is called buy grenade. So yeah, you guessed correctly. I added a penguin. If you press G on your keyboard, you will be able to throw a grenade, which can of course kill multiple enemies. And each kill with a grenade will give you 2 cores instead of 1, which is definitely not a bug that I'm just too lazy to fix. Now, even though the player can throw grenades, run around at Mach 10, and have 20 times the normal fire rate of enemies, our player is still outnumbered. So, introducing the sponsor of this video, Rage Allies. I added allies. But this guy has absolutely zero training, so I have taken it upon myself to train this little fella. Okay, listen up. I want you to take this gun and really give it to them. Your little guy's about to go handle business. Nah, did bro just really give it to him? Alright, now some target practice. I want you to try and shoot me. Now, don't worry, I got that shit on, so I won't take any damage. So, whenever you're ready. This guy, man. Congratulations, you have graduated top of your class. Actually, you're the only one here. Well, you and whoever the fuck. I want you to go out there and show them who's boss. They really do grow up so fast. Damn, they really did a number on you. Wait, there's nobody here. You tripped and fell? Alright. Plan B. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the cube generator. It has a vent, some wires that do absolutely jack shit, a chimney that for some reason is transparent. Inside the box, the roof is invisible, for some natural sunlight of course. And now you can spawn in as many allies as you want. Now, the main issue with the game is that the allies and the enemies share the same brain. And let me show you why that's a problem. Hey guys. What are we aiming at? I fix it. So now the allies walk around the wall instead of bullying it. I also ended up doing a thing called baking lights, and I have no idea how it works. I guess by just putting some lights into a microwave. But the important thing is that it works, and now our room went from a 1 out of 10 to a 1.1 out of 10. There is although this issue where one side of the object has a different shade. Now, this seems like a minor bug, so it shouldn't take too long to fix. I lied. This shit took me 10 hours. The reason why the lighting was incorrect in the first place is because whenever I make a model, I would only make one side of it, and then use a mirror modifier to duplicate it. But Unity was just like, haha, no. The incorrect lighting had something to do with tangents, normals, or UVs, a bunch of nerd stuff, and I'm not a nerd. I am a moron. But the important thing is that the lights are fixed, and now we can focus on more important stuff like ally upgrades. Because Jesus Christ, y'all fucking suck. The main upgrades are more health, faster fire rate, and more damage. I also threw together a main menu. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? Kill it. I made the menu look a bit better, but we still need a name for the game. I was thinking about something cool, something meaningful, something inspirational. This motherfucker. Every game out there has some type of music, so I have taken it upon myself to write some fire tunes. Yeah, this shit would go crazy on mute. The game is finally starting to come together, but the final thing we need is an objective. I would love to make a boss, but I would like to upload this video before 2030. So the only objective of the game is to kill 100 enemies. And once you finally do that, you can rest. Now it's time to upload this beautiful masterpiece to itch.io. Title, okay, I'm not an idiot, I'm not going to name it Cube. It's called The Cube. Short description or tag? No. Pricing. I think I can set it to 10 million. Genre. Yeah, that works. Upload cover image. Yep, I think this will do. It's not even a screenshot, I just whipped out my phone and took a picture. If you need any reason to play this game, I mean, just look at the comments. I'll leave a link in the description if for some reason you want to try out The Cube yourself. I'm really glad to be back making games again, and I really did gain a lot from making this one. Patience, discipline, sleep deprivation. Like and subscribe or The Cube gets it.